What's up, guys? Your boy Josh, Showtime Fight Form. You already know what it is. This is where we talk all things fights. We're going to get these hands right and ready. And let's get right into it, y'all. This is one of the biggest weeks of combat sports, probably in the last 10 years. Like, no joke. This is no hyperbole. This is literally probably the biggest combat sports week we've had in 10 plus years. It's that big. I'm ecstatic. I'll just say that I'm so freaking hyped. I'm still a little sick. I hate this about my life right now, but it is what it is. I'm still alive and well and ready to watch these fights. So today's breakdown is going to be about the mega fight, the big fight, the fight that everybody will be watching this weekend, and that is Terrence Crawford versus Spence. Now, before I dive into that one, I do want to do a slight recap of Stephen Fulton and Inoue. That fight happened a couple days ago, and I just have to talk about it. One, I would have been wrong if I predicted the fight previously. I was sick, so I wasn't able to record. I really was in bed just hacking up a storm, so I just couldn't do it. But I'm honest. I picked Fulton. I thought he was going to win. I thought he was bigger. I thought he was going to be able to outbox him. I thought he was slick. And I thought Inoue was going to, took too big of a task in a bigger weight. But, well... Oh, yeah, and I will cough throughout this, so I'm sorry, excuse me, but, yo. The L I took, the L, I can say all black people. A lot of us black people took picking Fulton. Now, one, shout out to Steven for Scooter for taking the fight, for him to go into Japan and making this fight happen. But we got to be 100. That was a beating. That was a dominating, one-sided ass whooping. That was something I did not expect. All right, one, I didn't expect the finish. Two, I didn't expect Fulton to lose pretty much every single round. The only round that he could have won was the round before he got knocked out. And that was where I actually gave him that round. But even still, that round was close. I will say, Scooter didn't feel confident. I can say that much. I felt once he felt that power, and then once he saw how easy it was for Inoue to touch him, I slowly but surely, his confidence just went away. His offense was just non-existent. He unfortunately doesn't have punching power. Like, it's a shame when a guy's bumping up and he's not even worried about your power. He was walking through this dude. He was the stalker. Like, bro, he's the smaller guy. Why is he stalking you? He didn't respect his power at all. And that is a problem when Stephen Fulton goes to 126. You're not knocking dudes out at 122. Good Lord. 126? And you're still a slick boxer. But you're gonna fight some of the guys that are just gonna be able to walk through all your punches as well and just be able to piece you up. Anyway, man, like the jabs to the body was just it was beautiful to watch, and it set up the knockout. He went low, then he went high, caught him right on the jaw with that clean two, and it looked very similar to the Floyd Mayweather Shane Mosley when Mosley caught him and almost dropped Floyd. It's a perfect shot. And Stephen went right down. Scooter went down. And it was a wrap. So, like I said, I don't want to talk about it too much, but yet and still, anyway, if you have him as your pound for pound king, I ain't mad at you, bro. Like, I'm still gonna say whoever wins this Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence fight is the pound for pound king. Especially if they do it dominating. I'm definitely gonna put them one. But man, after that performance, bro, how can you not? Bro, he's finished, his last 9-10 fights? Not by knockout. He went up and fought the freaking champ and knocked him out, who's never lost, let alone been knocked out. I mean, bro, what can we say? Bro got power for pound. He might be the second best power puncher. He might even be one. I don't know. Probably the best finisher in the world right now. The guy's amazing. Like, the best Japanese boxer of all time, easily, and he's an all-time great. I hate it that he is a lower weight. I wish he was at 135. I wish he could make it this year. Now, yes, maybe down the road when he's 34 he can make it, but who's to say he'll be good? Who says he'll be the same fighter? So it's unfortunate that while he's in his prime right now, he's at a weight class where he won't be able to fight the Shakur, the Tanks, and the guys that we genuinely need to see him fight. But yeah, shout out to these guys. I'm happy that fight happened. It was a great way to start off this week. But now let's talk about the fight that we all here for, y'all. Once again, Bud versus Big Fish. Let's already know. They're both undefeated. They're not in their prime, and I got a debate with one of my friends about it because he was just saying they're still at their peak. No, they're not. Bud is 35. I think what Errol is 20. I mean not 20. 32, 33. They're past their prime, but they're still elite, and they're the best in their division. That's not debatable. But this fight should have been made 3 years ago, and I'll stand on that no matter what anybody says. But it's here now, and let's be happy because it is a big fight. It's an important fight. It's the biggest fight in the past decade. I will even personally say that this is a bigger fight than Floyd and Manny. And the reason why I'll say that is because Floyd was almost 40 when that fight happened. He was what, 38? Manny was what, 36? I mean, that fight should have happened almost a decade before it happened. I'm pretty sure it was booked 5 or 6 years before it actually officially got booked. And it ended up getting labored, and Manny lost a few times. So that one, yes, it was a big fight and it's very important, but that was way too late. This fight, while it's slightly late, like it's 2 years probably too late rather than like 6 years too late, it's still two undefeated fighters. That's on Manny and Floyd that wasn't. Manny lost a few times. Guys that are still around their prime and slightly, if they're declining, slightly declining. Manny and Floyd, they definitely declined. That was not the best versions of themselves at all. And we get to see these guys fight. Like, it's two action-packed fighters, guys who come for the knockout. They both are action-oriented, which wasn't Manny and Floyd. This is going to be a fight that everybody expected Floyd and Manny to be. It's going to be an all-out war. The first couple of rounds, it might be a little fill-out. But it's going to get to the point where I think Errol's going to be an initiator where he's like, man, I don't care about all this. Show me who you are. I'm going to check you. Are you really about all this stuff? I see what everybody's saying, but are you genuinely about that life? Because everybody do all this talking about Bud is this, Bud is that. Bud going to knock you out. Bud knock everybody out. Bud the pound for pound best. He an all-time great. Errol hears that. He is going to check that 100% because that's the type of ego he has. And he does that with anybody. Once he feel like he figures you out, once he honestly understands how your game is, he's going to start putting up on that pressure. And he's going to check to see how much of a man you really are. And the thing is, Bud is the ultimate alpha male. So it's crazy how this fight is going to happen. And I don't know how, genuinely, I'm telling you right now, I don't know who's going to win. I'm just giving you my educated guess. But I don't know. People who act like they're so sure, it's amazing to me. A 50-50 fight means that no one knows for sure, but everybody's so sure who's going to win on one side or the other. You can't be. You can't be. If you look at both these guys fight and seeing what they've done to the guys they have fought, there's no way you're super confident with one guy. I'm sorry. There's no way. There's no way you saw Errol Spence fight Ugas, fought Danny Garcia, the way he even fought, even if it wasn't his best fight, the way he fought Sean Porter. There's no way you're going to sit here and say, oh yeah, that guy would easily get washed by Bud. Okay. You're going to be in for a surprise because Bud's going to get checked. And once again, if you think Terrence ain't fighting nobody and he fought everybody past their prime, you're going to find out too. Bud ain't no punk. Bud is an amazing fighter. So like breaking down each other's styles, pretty simple. I mean, Terrence is more versatile. He's a switch hitter, so he switches stances often. People think that he's probably best at his southpaw stance. But yet still, he has power in both hands, and he's very fluid. He's a strategist, but he has, and what I've been on strategist is he figures you out, and once he does, it's pretty much a wrap for your game. Sean Porter had a very good success for probably 60, 70% of that fight. Then the later half of that fight, once Bud figured him out, that fight was a no-go. It was over. Bud started piecing him up and started catching him with blows. That's why his father stopped it. So there is just so much to Terrence Crawford's game that honestly is going to be different for Errol. And I would say that he probably has the speed advantage over the two, even though he's the older fighter. I believe he also has the reach advantage by an inch or two. So that's going to also be somewhat of a factor, but he's also, I think, 2-3 inches shorter. He's overall the smaller fighter. He's not bigger than Errol. But yeah, great chin. He's been chin checked a few times, though. Gamboa's rocked him. The Mean Machine rocked him. I mean, he's gotten rocked a few times in this fight, but he's never been dropped. Mean Machine kind of did, but whatever. But yet still, he's never officially been dropped. But yet still, we already know he has resolve. He knows how to handle pressure. And he handles pressure fighters. He's able to be pressure fighter. He's able to fight backwards. He has great cardio. There's not too many holes in Terrence's game that we've honestly seen. It's going to be a task for Errol to be able to be the one to solve that. Now, Errol has been a lifelong welterweight. He's literally done after this. After these 2 fights, I know he's not fighting at 47 again. He's a big guy. Now, with him, body shots. Amazing body shots. Probably has the best jab in the world. If not him, maybe Inoue. Triple G obviously used to have a really good jab. But Errol is up there as far as one of the best jabs in the world, by far. Pace, rate, be able to supplement his shots with, honestly, subtle and slick boxing. He's such a slick boxer that people think his style is boring, it's lame, it's old-fashioned. But if you really watch this guy box, it's amazing to see what he does. I was watching Luke Thomas's breakdown, and he's so right about how he supplements his shots by using his head, by using his other opposite hand. He'll literally be in a collar tie position. By supplementing his head, he'll literally just throw in a quick short shot, rock you, hurt you. Next thing you know, you're out. Or how even if he misses, he'll turn you to go straight for the body. He's a masterful boxer. But what we see from the casual looker is he's relentless, he's tough, and he's going to check you. Like, he's a boss, bro. Like, no joke, he fights like a boss. Like, I'm a man to you. We're going to find out. I'm going to do anything I want to do, and I'm just going to keep coming forward. You can throw what you want, but he's still defensively sound. That's the crazy thing. His pace is so high, but he doesn't get hit super clean. Yes, Ugas caught him a few times, but I would say Shawn Porter had the most success of actually catching him clean. But even then, he still had really good defensive skills. It's going to be a barn burner. I think these guys are both going to be able to tat each other up very well. I'm hoping that we get much more of a competitive fight than we did with Inoue and Fulton, and it's a back and forth fight. But if it's a one-way train, hey, it is what it is. It's boxing, so it's possible. But I'm expecting this to be a war. Terrence ain't going to back down, and I know Errol's going to check him. Eventually, he is going to step up the pace, and he's going to find out if the Terrence hype is real. And we're going to find out. I'll be very shocked, and this is just my opinion. I will be shocked if nobody gets dropped. I don't think that anyone's going to get knocked out, but I do think someone's going to get caught and someone's going to get dropped. I do. I think that both pack too much power. I think they're both offensive oriented, and someone's going to leave themselves open to a shot, and it's going to put them down. So we will see. But you asked Josh, but hey, Showtime, who you pick? You're going to have to put a gun in my head because I genuinely don't want to pick. But I'm going to say the big fish is going to win this fight by unanimous decision. And I do think he will drop and he will hurt Terrence Crawford. I think that eventually is going to get to a point where he's going to figure out Terrence's when he wants to switch and when he wants to be in orthodox. And I think that that's not going to play as big of a role as people think in the success of Crawford. And the reason why I'm going to say this is just because he's already a natural southpaw. He's used to fighting, and he's fought people who are southpaws before, and it's not really much success with that. And that's supposedly Terrence's best stance. But even if he fights orthodox, that's most of his opponents. He's used to that as well. So I don't think that it's going to be too big of a thing for him to adjust to. It will take some adjusting, but I think he'll be able to. And once he does, that pressure, I think the physicality and also the combinations is just going to be able to steal rounds away to the point where Errol's going to win more rounds than Terrence Crawford. I would not be shocked if it was a split decision or a close decision, or even quote unquote someone saying someone got robbed, because that's what y'all do. But I'm going to pick Errol Spence. He's going to be the new undisputed champion at welterweight, and the big fish will reign supreme. But tell me who you guys think. Pretty sure most of you guys are going to say Terrence Crawford, but I'm noticing a lot of casuals are just saying it. And I think y'all just saying it because boxing experts are saying it. But if that's your opinion, cool. I feel it. Once again, a lot of people got Bud as number one for a reason. But I want to hear what you guys genuinely think, and why do you think that? Comment, subscribe, and like below. And thank you guys for watching as always, man. Stay blessed.